G'day everyone, this is a Biolite stove, and in this video I'm going to review it and I'm going to show you how to use it. I'm reviewing my drink bottle, Coleman Camp Stove, Deeper Chirp Plus, EcoFlow River, this Helinox Perrin 2, Arcfeld UV, and the electric hand warmer. Now the first thing you will notice is that I'm silhouetted, I'm a bit dark. There's a bit of background noise, and that's because I'm standing under a corrugated iron roof because it's raining. I'm at a public picnic area out the bush, and it's raining, so I've got to stand under here where it's a bit darker and there's going to be a bit of noise, but it's the perfect day for a wood fire stove. Now the Biolite stove, and you might notice the audio's a bit echoey under this awning, but there's not much I can do about that. Now, the Biolite stove, it's a very unique stove. It's where primitive cooking techniques, fire, meet modern day technology, batteries, USB cables and fans. Let me explain. When you buy a Biolite stove, it comes in a bag in a box. You take it out of the bag and it looks something like that. There's only two pieces to it, the battery and the firebox. That's where you have the fire down in there. Now, this is really easy to put together. This little prod here goes up in that hole and it's in, and then when you unfold the legs, you'll see this one here automatically locks that into place. Simple. So it's got a stand, it's all put together and it's ready to go. You can do everything you need with just that, but it does have extras. In the box comes some power cables and a torch, a light. You can plug under here on the battery. You will see there's a USB-A port. The light actually plugs into there and goes up around there, and you can use it as a light to shine down on your fire at night, so you can cook in the dark, and you can use it to charge your phone or your any other kind of device. Basically, I'll fold that leg down. This bit here sits in the fire and it generates electricity. It generates electricity. This is like a big power bank. I think it might be 5,000 milliamp or something. I'm not 100% sure. It's a power bank, but it's also a fan. In there is a fan that spins around really fast and blows air into that hole to fan the fire, to help keep the fire burning. So while you're burning a fire, you are charging the battery, and the battery is powering the fan. And you can also charge a phone or any other kind of device. I've got an electric lighter, an electric cigarette lighter, and I actually charged that off this last time I used it. It's a very convenient stove. Now, let's go and light this and I'll show you how to use it properly. You're not going to see my face in a lot of this video because I'm going to get the camera down close on the action. Let's go and have some fun. Now before I start, let me just explain by saying this is not a sponsored video. I paid full price for this. I bought it off the Anaconda website. My good friend Coley at the fishing shed in Bathurst, he's got one and he recommended it to me, and I watched his video and I really liked it. I was quite impressed by it, so I wanted to have one. Now, Coley also gave me a few tips, and they said the best thing, the key to success with this stove is it's all about stick management or wood management. I've got some small sticks, then I've got some slightly larger sticks, and then I've got some bigger sticks that I can cut up with my Biolite tomahawk, my O-tackle. Now, you can use this in a fully basic way, out the bush with sticks and twigs from the bush, and it will work. I've been using it with this kindling wood. You buy this from Bunnings. You get a whole bag of it for starting campfires and stuff. I just split it with my little tomahawk and cut it into more manageable sizes. So I've got quite a bit here now ready to go, and then I can cut more as I need it. Now, you can light it with a bit of tissue paper. You do get, when you buy it, the Biolite does come with these little firelighters. They're like little compressed cardboard firelighters, and they work really well. Although they are limited, I assume you could probably buy some somewhere else, I'm not sure. If not, I can't see why you couldn't just use a regular firelighter. Somebody will probably say they cause cancer and they taint the food or something, but the firelighter goes out. You're only using it to actually light the fire, and then you're using the wood. So I'm going to use one of these firelighters that came with it, and I'll probably just throw that bit of tissue paper in on top as well. Let's get cranking. Let's crank this fire up. These cardboard firelighters, they're sort of organic, I think. I'll drop that in there. Drop the tissue in there too. Now I'm going to drop a heap of kindling wood in there. Now it can be quite hard to start. It can be hard to get it going at the start. Sometimes there's not enough oxygen gets in there. You can turn the fan on. And that might help. Here we go. You might be able to hear the fan. There's a fair bit of background noise with this glorious rain. Now, when I watched some of the videos for the reviews of this, some of the videos said that they're smoke free or almost smoke free. Don't believe that. That's a load of crap. Look at all the smoke. Once you get the fire going and you get a lot of heat in there, there's not much smoke. But while you're lighting it, it's not smoke free. Let me give you the tip. And sometimes if it's struggling, it doesn't hurt just to go, just to blow, like I just did then, just to give it a bit of a blow and blow on it. Now I'm putting all these really small sticks in that I made. On a cold, damp August day, it's not overly cold. It's cold, but it's not cold for this time of the year. It's about 10 or 12 degrees. But on a cool, damp winter's day, it's a very cosy little stove to warm your hands up with. Now while I'm waiting for the wood to catch fire, I'm going to get some water ready. How good is that rain on the roof? Wow, it's pouring. Now I'm going slightly larger with my wood. I'll show you this before it gets too hot. In a while it'll get too hot to handle. So I'll pick it up now. If you look around this side, you can see here, that's the battery level of the unit. The fan's on low and that's how hot the fire is. That's how well the fire's burning, a bit of an indication. Once it's been going for a little while, I can't pick it up, I can't touch it, it sizzles, it gets that hot. I reckon I can almost put my pot on there and start warming it up. You've got to remember the pot will restrict the airflow a bit, but if it does, I can turn the fan up a notch and get a bit more air coming in from underneath. This is the light that it comes with. If I just plug that into this USB-A, that's starting to get a bit hot around there. Oh. There's my light, and it's actually a touch lamp. You just touch the back of it. So that can go up there. If you want to cook at night, that just throws a fair bit of light down over your fire. That light's running off the battery, but it's also the battery's charging off the fire. I've already got a bit of steam coming off my fire. I must have left my phone in the car, but there's a little cord there, USB, that'll plug into that same USB port down the bottom and charge my phone or any other device that I want to charge. It is very slow, it's a very slow charger. It doesn't charge as fast as a regular USB charging port or power bank, but it does charge and it's enough to get you out of trouble. That's cranking. How good is that? I don't need this torch, so I'm going to unplug it, this light. They're almost boiling. There's a lot of steam coming out from under that lid. Oh yeah, we're boiling like mad. We have a rolling boil. I'm going to get my boiling water and I'm going to pour it in there with my latte. I'll leave that hot water in the pot just in case I decide I want another one. Didn't bring a spoon. That'll do for a spoon. Any splinters that fall off won't be very big. No, I'll put it in the fire. I'll burn me spoon. Big shout out to Glenn Baker. Thank you so much, Glenn, for the cup. It's an awesome cup and I'm christening it now. I can't drink it just yet because it's going to be too hot. I'm going to put a bit of cold water in there just to help cool it down a little bit. And now, because it's such a damp, cold, wet winter's day, I'm just going to keep the fire burning because it's relaxing and sit here, burn some more wood, charge up my battery here and enjoy my hot drink. Well, I'm finished now, I'm ready to pack up. So what I'm going to do is, you'll notice there's a nice gentle flame. I'm going to turn the fan up full bore and let it burn itself out. You'll see the fire's roaring a lot more now because the fan's really blowing air on it. That'll burn away in about 5 minutes, I reckon. Check this out, I'll unhook my camera, look down in there. It's died right down, but there's still a fair bit of few red coals. What I'll do shortly is I'll grab it by the battery, if it's not too hot. The tin part by now will be just red hot, so I'll grab it by the battery, I'll bring it over here and I'll tip the coals out on the wet ground somewhere away from dry grass, which there isn't any at the moment, but just make sure that's all safe. That's me mess. That's biodegradable, that'll break down. That's empty. I'll leave the fan on just to blow air on it to cool it down. And that's going to take a while to cool down. Let it cool a bit now before I pack up. You can see there that the fan is on full. I can adjust that. But there's still quite a bit of heat in there. You can tell by the orange dots. But the green dots, that's the battery power. That was only about a bit over half full. It was about here when I come out. So I've actually topped that battery up. So the fire creates the electricity. The battery runs the fan, which drains the battery, but the fan flames the fire, which then creates energy and recharges the battery. So it goes in a full circle. It's draining down this end and recharging up this end. Isn't that amazing? Now the rain has stopped, so I've stepped out from under the awning to film my final thoughts. But first I want to show you the box. That's the box that it comes in. There's the fire lighters there, the charger cable and the light rolled up in there. And that's the bag that the actual unit comes in, and that's my rubbish, because I always take my rubbish home. Everybody should always take their rubbish home. These places are beautiful and they'll stay that way if we all take our rubbish home. Right. The Biolite stove. Overall, I love it. I highly recommend it. I think it is awesome. What are the pros and cons? Well, the goods and the bads. Well, the good part is, if you're at the bush, you've always got fuel. You can't forget your fuel. I'm using dry kindling from Bunnings, the hardware store. You don't have to do that. You can use twigs and sticks from out in the bush. That's just convenient, and it's tinder dry and it burns really well. It's a little bit harder to get the sticks out in the bush to burn, but they do burn, and I have done it. I actually put some in there at the end of when I was using it now. So if you're at the bush, you just cannot run out of fuel, and you can't forget your fuel. Unless you're on a sand dune or in the high plains above the tree line or something. But if you're out in the bush where there's trees, out in the scrub, you cannot forget your fuel. That's very important. And the other awesome thing is that you can create electricity to charge your phone. So you can put it in your kayak on kayaking trips, and if your phone goes flat, light your little fire, keep it burning for a little while, sit there putting sticks in, and you'll be able to charge your phone back up. You can literally create electricity anywhere on any day. You don't need the sun out like you do with a solar blanket. You don't need wind. You just need wood to put in your fire. So they're the best parts about it. You can create electricity and you never run out of fuel. The bad parts, it's slow. It's not like a jet boil or something you can just turn it on and make a cup of coffee. You've got to actually build a fire and get the fire hot and get it burning properly before you can use it. So it's much slower, and there is zero flame control. You can't turn it down if you're frying. You can put a frying pan on it and you can cook steak and sausages, but you can't turn it down. You just get what you're given. You get the more wood you've got on it. You've got that fan, and that can certainly make it go higher and lower. You get a limited amount of flame control via the fan, but sometimes you might need the fan up high to keep the fire burning if your wood isn't completely dry or something. So you don't have good flame control. So it's slow. You don't have good flame control, and it's quite bulky, it's quite heavy. It's not ideal for people backpacking. This would not be a good choice for someone backpacking where weight is critical, because it is quite heavy. It is ideal for people four-wheel driving. It's great for people doing kayak or canoe camping and stuff like that. One of the things I love about it is the ambience. I love having a fire. You've got a fire, you can smell smoke, and you can hear it crackling. On a day like today, it's just a pleasure to use. It's a lot of fun. It's fun with the kids, and it's just fun to come out on a cool, damp winter's day and light a fire and cook on it. It's certainly got its pros and cons. It's a very unique product. It's one that I really like, and I'm glad I've got it in my artillery. And I will leave a link in the video description below to where you can find this online. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed this Biolite stove review. Thank you all very much for watching.